Well, you got to find. No, that's how they were dealing with anti-gravity, because
Right.
when
I
you heat
remember. I
gold,
remember you guys teaching on that.
right? But when you heat up
The white
gold,
powder.
the white powder gold, when you hit that up, and it displaces the electromagnetic field, and you could lift 10, 20, 30, 40 ton box and just fit them
Right.
in very nicely.
You said
But
that's how they
anyway,
did the pyramids.
that's how they did pyramids,
Right.
and European can't figure out how they did it down there in South America either. These are all times when those ancestors left. The ancestors who built what they're only now fascinated about, they're no longer here. Just the seeds are here that they planted, and that's what they're suppressing by creating the virtual reality. And this is what we got with the show Nuff. That's what that's about. It's to suppress. It's about to link us up into the AI, because it's made of what I call synthetic melanin. That's that graphene. That's synthetic melanin. So they're putting it there so that it would disrupt the natural cycle for your body. See, so the thing we don't understand is that the notion of creation has already embedded in it resurrection and redemption. Creation has the seed of redemption already in it, and we are put through cycles of incarnation until such time as we fall into that place where the physical body and physical things no longer attract us, and all we are here to do is to help to bring love and enhance the love cycles of the planet. And when we get to that particular stage, there are entities that want us to suppress that, because they feed on us. The more pain we have, the more they feed.
Right.
The more agitation they have, because they can't get past.
Right.
You see, melanin is what actually is that's the trigger for ascension. So what they can't do, they usually put exoskeletons on. So all of the movies you see out there today have these exoskeletons, Iron Man, and all of this stuff, that because their melanin can't take them to the next stage. It can't strengthen their spirituality. So instead of us getting into the original technology, which is your physical body, and we learn how to master this technology, they got us out here studying in their school to master their technology, because that's going to stifle and make this technology obsolete. And that's what they want. So now you're going to start seeing glitches in the matrix. You're going to start seeing people fading in and out, because the vibrations are rising to a whole other density level where people have tangibilities and they come and visit. That's why people they be on a highway driving, and all of a sudden somebody appears out of nowhere and you veer out of the way. It's because they're skipping, what you call dimensionally skipping. And so what you deal with when the time comes, if you're not working on this, they're working on it and they're suppressing it. So that little thing that you go in there and you rolling your sleeves up for, that's connecting you to the AI. The AI already has a template of you. The material that's in there is gone all the way down. And I'm going to tell you this. I had to say this to you all. They told you that this thing that they created was actually created based upon a computer generated. It was computer generated. It ain't real.
Right.
Well, what happened is they began feeding information into the AI about what a human being is. And they went all the way down to the microcosmic level and fed that into the computer. And after they got all the information they could, from down to the genetics, to the atomic structure, to the molecular structure, they then asked the computer, how do we undermine this defensive system? And so the computer came up with that which they're using right now.
Whew, shit. That's what fool.
So now, what people don't understand is what they have done is the materials are causing you to become broadcasters. You're supposed to be broadcasting to that infinite. You're supposed to be going out there. They've intercepted it. HARP has tapped into the waveform, the wavelengths that is circulating around our plane of existence. HARP tapped into that, and that stuff that's in there is locking into that and teaching the AI all about what you are, and they've already got duplicates of you in the AI. And that AI is going to be feeding into the you know about what a sigil is. You know what a sigil is. Well, you have become a sigil. You become a sigil for this world that the computer is building. And you are the ones that's teaching the computer what a human is, and they're making you obsolete. So now, if you are not dealing with your spirituality, and that's the reason why they put that cocaine in there, because the M-dimethyltryptamine, when you snort that up, it kicks in the N-dimethyltryptamine, and your body has the strongest psychotropic. I don't care if it's cocaine, it could be crack, all of that. Your body has the highest and most purest and the strongest form of get high that can be created. Your brain does that.
Right.
Okay. And that's what they don't want you to tap into, because once you raise the first eye, not the third, because the first eye, this was the eye that was created first. These two, they match the dual plane. They came afterwards. Your first eye is where that the fuel that opens it up is the N-dimethyltryptamine. And when you raise that Kundalini and kick that bad boy in, that's what lights the lamp of God that taketh away the sins of the world.
Right.
Okay. And you know what the Ark of the Covenant is? Every time when your pineal explodes, you kick out phosphine particles. And what happens is inside of that, the cave of Brahma, because where the pineal is, it's covered in a black cave. That's what they call the cave of Brahma. Right. Once you kick that in and you raise that Kundalini, it begins doing this. It begins turning left and right. It begins to rotate. It's picking up the higher frequency. So your pineal, as it's raised, it begins to rotate, and it's kicking out all these sparks. It looks like the 4th of July inside of your head. And when that hits in there, there's all this mist gets kicked in with the phosgene, and it creates a rainbow over the top of your pineal. Nice. That is the first and true Ark of the Covenant. Wasn't no ark that you carry around. The right. Ark of the Covenant is the rainbow that is created at the time when your Kundalini is raised. And that's what they want to stop. That's your escape mechanism. That's your get out of this jail free. It's in here, and it's all free. But you can't free yourself if you're down here worrying about the next and that, right. And you're worrying about getting your next Game Boy. That's what they got you. They got you playing a game, boy. Understand? They got you trapped. So just to wrap